Well, if you're like me and you're a big fan of Homestead Rescue, I know you've been waiting for what seems like forever for the new seasons. Hello, I'm Gary Swain, and I've watched every episode in the last 9 seasons over and over. Everyone keeps posting, did they cancel it? When's the new season going to be starting? Word has it that they're starting it right now as I'm filming this. I've become so bored that I've decided to do something about it. I recorded a short video parody of the show that wraps all 9 seasons up into one episode. So before the video starts, I want to clarify a couple of things. This video is not intended to infringe upon any copyrights nor trademarks. It's a parody. Most parodies are making fun of someone. In this case, I want to make it perfectly clear I have nothing but respect for the Rainey family. They're true off-grid homesteaders, and I admire them tremendously. This parody is about how I would look if I tried to do some things like Marty does. The joke is on me, so please don't send any negative comments that I was disrespectful to the Raineys, because that's not what this is about. If you like this video, please hit the like button, and I could really use the help. And if you want to see more videos of actual homesteading and how-to videos, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Boho Hippie Homesteaders. Okay, you've waited long enough. On to the video. Stay tuned. Before I start the video, let me quickly introduce the cast of characters, which I think look a lot like the original characters of Homestead Rescue. And like the Raineys, these are all my family members. I'm Gary Swain. I play the part of Marty Rainey, aka Artie Haney. My daughter Jennifer Swain plays the part of Misty Rainey, aka Christy Haney. My nephew Kason Lowe plays Matt Rainey, aka Pat Haney. And my wife Carolyn plays the part of Molly Rainey, aka Polly Haney. Stay tuned for a new season of Homestead-ish Rescue. This week, the Haneys, Artie along with his son Pat and daughter Christy, are traveling to the great state of Texas to a small community called Oak Point, where they will attempt to save the Brown family homestead from failure. Oak Point is a short drive north of Dallas. It is a harsh, rugged land where only the strong-willed can survive. Most homesteads out here are on their own with little or no help. Their closest neighbor may be 100 feet away.
Haney family, we desperately need your help. We sold all our belongings about a year ago and moved out here, and we just thought this was going to be paradise. And it isn't working out well at all. If we don't get a food source and a water source soon, we're just going to have to give up on it.
As soon as we moved here, we started having problems. The power is not reliable. It starts and it stops, and when the power's out, we have to go to bed at sundown or sit in the dark. It's a desperate situation.
Okay, today we're in the great state of Texas. Do you know what famous beverage was invented right here in Texas?
Green soda.
Nope. It was Dr. Pepper, invented in 1885 in Dallas, Texas. On this episode of Homestead-ish Rescue, we're going to be going about 25 miles north of Dallas to a little city called Oak Point, Texas, to help the Brown family. And we're going to have our hands full. For the first time ever, we might fail. Stay tuned. Oh, I think I see them there. There's the homeowners. The Brown family. You must be the Browns. Hi, I'm Artie.
Hello, Artie.
This is my son,
I'm
Pat.
Pat, good to meet you.
Hi.
I'm Jack. This is my wife, Marley.
We're so glad you're here.
Well, don't thank me yet. You sure have a lovely home here. So why are we out here?
We've been trying to grow our own food and the garden has failed. If we don't get this figured out, I'm afraid we're going to have to sell.
We bought this homestead a year ago. We were tired of the city and the rat race, and we wanted to get out on our own and live an independent life. But after a year, we still don't have any reliable electric supply or water supply.
I'll tell you what, let's split up. Jack, you can show me the electrical. Chrissy, you can go with Miss Brown, and she can show you the gardens.
See, here's the issue. We come in, we flip the switch, no power, nothing happens.
Well, that's about as dead as last week's roadkill.
Man. And then I come over here and try to turn on the light, same thing. Nothing happens. No electricity.
We don't have a reliable water source. And when we finally get a little water and the plants start to grow, something mysterious happens. Something comes in and eats it up.
Well, first thing we gotta do is we gotta get you a good, reliable water source. Next thing, we gotta get you some raised beds to get those mysterious things out of here.
See, when we do finally get something to grow, something's coming in and chewing it all up.
Alrighty, well, I'll just take a walk around the homestead to see what predators that we're going to be dealing with here.
Well, from what I've seen, these homesteaders are in really bad shape. We're going to have to pull out every trick in the bag to get this homestead back up and running.
Yeah, these homesteaders have failed attempts at trying to grow a garden here, and mainly due because they don't have a reliable water source, so we're going to have to figure that out, use what we can find here on the homestead, and try to get them going.
And when they do get a few plants to grow, they're quickly devoured by some predator. I'll have to take a look around and see what predator we're dealing with.
Okay, we all have our jobs cut out for us. We have just 3 days to get this rescue done. Because I got tickets to watch the Dallas Cowboys play the New York Giants on Sunday. So get some rest. We start first thing in the morning. The Haneys, with the help of a small build crew, will have just 3 days to try to rescue this homestead. Artie will build them a power source using 40 years of homesteading skills. Christy will build raised garden beds out of recycled material. Pat will try to solve the mystery of the devastating predators that are plaguing this homestead, using a game camera to capture an image. And lastly, Artie will build them a rain harvesting system to try to solve all their water needs. His system will divert rainwater from the downspout into a water harvesting barrel. I really respect anyone who'd sell everything they own and come out here on the homestead and try to scratch out a living. Homesteaders like these folks that give their blood, sweat, and tears. We've just got 3 days to turn this homestead around, and I'm not gonna fail them. And you can take that to the bank. Something epic is about to happen here. Stay tuned. Artie's system will use an old fan, and the blades will then be connected by a pulley to a generator. Then, as the wind blows across the fan blades, it will turn the conveyor belts, which are hooked to the generator, and thereby making electricity, which will then be fed back to the house. We have to solve this homesteader's power crisis if they're going to survive out here. Today I'm going to show you how to build a simple wind-powered generator that will power this homestead now and for the next 100 years. So what I've done here is I've taken the blades from this old fan and I've rigged it with a pulley to this generator. When the wind blows, it'll turn the fan blades, turn the wheel, and produce power in the generator.
So what do we do when there's no wind?
We'll go to plan B. We'll plug it in. Look at there, it works.
Okay, so how do you get the electricity for the fan?
Love it, done. Meanwhile, Pat has just come back from searching the homestead for signs of the mysterious beast.
I've been walking the homestead, and we definitely have some signs of predators around here. I think we have a pretty good idea of what we're dealing with here.
Pat will set up a game camera along the game trail where he found signs of the beast that's been coming along this homestead at night. When the beast approaches the camera, it will set it off and it will capture an image that he can review.
I'll set up a game camera to see if we can catch a glimpse of the nighttime beast.
The following morning, Pat reviews the game camera.
Okay, let's see what the camera captured. Okay, I'm gonna set up this trap to see if we can try to catch it.
These homesteaders have no real idea how to garden. So we're out here today, we're gonna help build them some raised beds so we can help get some crops growing. My mom Polly's joining us today, and we're gonna go out and try to repurpose some of the materials that we find right here on the homestead today. Dad, I need some help getting this lumber here.
Let's go!
These homesteaders here have a wealth of material right here on the homestead. It's what we call homestead gold. Looks pretty sketchy. Alright, Christy needs me to get this pile of homestead gold here de-nailed and get her over to her so she can build the garden beds here. So we're going to start, but boy, it looks awful sketchy. We're going to have to be careful.
Artie, no!
Dad!
Oh, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. Oh, 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 ah, ah, oh.
You know, my dad is this big rowdy cowboy, and he just loves to live this large life. It's really hard to sit back and watch that sometimes. You know, I love this dude. I just don't want to see him die.
Later that day,
Well, we've run into a bit of snag here. I'm going to show you how to use good old homestead know-how to resolve it. These nails are stuck in this wood pretty good. They won't come out. As they say here in Texas, it's like trying to push a wheelbarrow with rope handles. Okay, what I done here is I put a pry bar, tied a rope onto it, goes through a pulley to another pulley to a block of wood to a sawhorse. I'm going to jump on this end. It's going to force this end up, pull the rope, and pull the lever, pop that nail right out. Stay tuned.
let's go!
Okay, here we go. We're going to give it a try. Climb up on the ladder. Here we go, folks. Yeah! Nailed it or unnailed it.
And that's how you get it done out here on a homestead. You want to know how I know how to do all this stuff? I'll show you my resume.
Dad, you gotta move your hand.
With the repurposed lumber that Artie has supplied, Christy, with the help of her mother Polly, will help build the Browns some raised garden beds. They will start with 4x4s set at all four corners. This should give the raised boxes plenty of stability. After that, they will attach 1x6 cedar to the posts. This should be able to hold the soil that they will be adding to later. Cedar is a good choice as it is rot resistant and should last for many, many years, in addition to its pleasing looks, and will fade over time to a nice soft gray.
As you can see, we've built these nice raised beds, so we're gonna start building our crops now.
We mixed up some bedding soil from composted leaves, some dirt we dug up by the creek and from some rabbit poop.
Well, I think we're all finished here, and I think we did a really good job, don't you?
I think these homesteaders are going to have enough food to last the whole year.
Artie's idea is to capture rainwater that comes off the roof to solve this homesteader's water needs. He'll start by burying 4x4 treated posts into the ground. He'll then connect those with 2x6 to brace them at the bottom and then at the top. And he will fill in and build a base at the top for the water harvesting barrel to sit. After placing the barrel on top of the stand, Marty will splice into the downspout, thereby diverting the water from the downspout over to the barrel and filling it. As the rain falls onto the roof, it'll be directed to the gutter, then to the downspout, to the diverter, and back down into the barrel and fill it. Let's go. All right, we are building a water tower. We've attached these 4x4 pressure treated posts into the ground with some cross members here that we're screwing in. And then we're building a platform that our tank's going to sit on. And all this will be above the ground. And now we're going to attach it to the downspout. So the water will run, when it rains, will run down off the roof into the gutter, down the downspout, and we're going to divert it over to where the tank's going to be. Okay, here's our 55-gallon tank. We'll set it right here. We got our spigot on the valve. It's gravity fed. It's up high, so gravity feed. Water hose right to the flower beds. I built this little contraption here. It's kind of a downspout that I cut through the sides, and I put a flap in here so when it's back, as the water comes down, it'll divert out and over in here into the tank. If it's back up forward like this, the water will go straight down the downspout like it normally would. Now I'm going to attach this to the tank. Okay, there you have it. Rain comes down the roof into the gutter, over the downspout, down into the tank, and fills it up. Gets a lot of water just in 1 inch rain, probably fill that whole thing up. Well, it's all finished now. Now we just have to wait for some rain. The following morning, Pat checks his trash.
Woohoo! We got that little rascal. The homestead is free of that devastating little predator, and now Christy's garden will be safe.
We arrived at this homestead 3 days ago, and it was in dire condition. But we gave you a constant power supply. We built you gardens to supply you food for the rest of the year. We rid the predatory animals of coming on this property at night. But there's still one issue we've yet to resolve. You need a reliable water supply. We have just minutes before we need to leave, and quite frankly, if it doesn't rain soon, this whole rescue will be a failure. Well, if it doesn't rain in the next couple of minutes, quite honestly, I've failed.
It's raining!
Ah! Ah! Hey!
Rain!
Well, our time here has come to an end. We have to move on to help other homesteaders. I hope we've been able to help you out here. Would you agree with that? Yes or no?
Absolutely. We can't thank you enough.
This has been a big help to us, and I'd like you to have this autographed football. It's been passed down for generations. It was given to me by my dad.
Wait a minute. I think he may be pulling my leg here. He said this has been passed down from generations. This is Bob Lilly's Dallas Cowboys Hall of Fame 1980. How could that be passed down from generations? Alrighty, goodbye, y'all.
Bye-bye.
Thanks a million.
Sorry about that. I had to use the restroom before we went on that long trip. Where's my dad? Dad, wait for me! Wait for me!
Okay, today we're in the great state of Texas. Do you know what famous beverage?
Neighbors!
On this episode of Homestead-ish.
Look at your seatbelt.
Why?
Because you're looking over here.
I'm looking right in my eyeballs.
Don't look at your eyeballs. Look, Dad.
You mean
at
look over
your
here?
seatbelt. Yeah, that's where your camera is.
Well, why? If I'm looking at myself. Okay, I'll look at the camera.
I'm telling you, I am a TikTok professional.
Okay, we all have our jobs cut out for us. We have only 3 days to get this job done. Okay, we got our jobs cut out for us. We have just 3 days to get this rescue done. Because I got tickets to see the... Something epic is about to hear.
So what do we do when there's no wind?
Well, we'll go to plan B. We'll plug it in.
These homesteaders don't really have a good idea of how to garden. So we're out here today to help build them some sort of...
Marty, no!
Oh, it's Parody.
My dad is this big, larger than life cowboy, and he, dang it.
Go.
My dad is this, yep.
Action.
My dad is this big, rowdy cowboy, and he just loves living this big, large life. It's kind of hard sitting back watching that, I love the dude. It's hard to, well, dang it.
You know how we get all this stuff done out here on the homestead? Yeah, I forgot my line. Well, it's all finished now. Now we just have to wait for some... Well, our time here has come to an end. I hope you can just